Hi everyone. Today I want to talk to you about my lifetime sport today. The lifetime sport I chose is bowling. So today I'm going to show you the equipment that you use for bowling. Then I want to talk to you about the basic rules and the scoring of bowling. And I'm not going to give you any advanced or technical rules. I'm just going to give you the basic rundown so you can just get on the floor and get to it and kind of practice more on the sport. So first I want to talk to you about the equipment. The equipment we use is first is a bowling ball. Me personally, I love to use a 10-pound bowling ball because of my strength. Sometimes I'll be able to go to 12. It all depends how my elbow is feeling. Most of the time I use the 10 though. And normally on a bowling ball you should have three holes. The way I bowl, I put my middle and my middle and my ring finger at the top two holes, and at the bottom I put my thumb in there and I hold the ball like this. And this is how I roll. Using this like this, using these three fingers. And like I said, I use a 10-pound ball. And next I'm going to talk to you about the bowling shoes. So normally everybody has a pair of bowling shoes that they use. Basically it's for the floor or the bowling carpet, the way they call it. So we use that because the floor is very kind of slippery. So using regular shoes is kind of like not a good idea. It all depends what shoes you have on. Maybe you could use regular shoes, but it's just best to have bowling shoes. The way the sizes run basically is a 10 to, I wear 10 in shoes, so I always get a 10 in bowling shoes, so it's the same size. And also, next you're going to use a bowling lane, of course. The bowling lane should have normally the floor is like a wooden color. So normally it's a wooden floor, 6 feet long about, maybe a little longer, but the outside of it has gutters. Outside of it, it's called gutters. And then at the end of the bowling lane, you have 10 pins that you have behind. So that is basically the equipment. And of course, I have pictures of the equipment for you. So I'm going to show you the pictures of the equipment. First, I'm going to show you the bowling ball. And this is a picture of the bowling ball right here on the screen. And like I was telling you about the 3 holes that you have. Next, I'm going to talk to you about the bowling shoes. This is an example of some bowling shoes. Like I see, the bottom is made for the texture of the floor, basically, because I see it's kind of slippery. And next, I'm going to show you the bowling actual lane with the pins at the end and the gutters on the side. So this is the bowling lane right here, the picture of course. And also forgot to mention, on the bowling lane it has a line. This is the line that you're not supposed to cross, because even when you cross the line, the bowling lane actually gets more slippery when you cross the line, and plus it doesn't count if you pass the line. Actually you're supposed to have 0. So next I'm going to talk to you about the actual rules of bowling. The basic rules of bowling is you're going to have 10 pins. Your goal is to knock down all 10 pins in 1 to 2 frames. 1 to 2 rows in 1 frame. So each frame you have 2 rows. On the first row, if you get a strike, you don't get a second chance because you knocked all the pins down already, and you get points towards it. And if you hit 8 and you have 2 left, and you finish it off and knock both pins down on the second try, it's called a spare. Also, if you roll the bowling ball down the lane, and it goes to the side into the gutter, it's called a gutter ball. And also, like I said earlier, if you cross the line, basically you do not get the points. It's actually supposed to be 0 if you cross the line. And like I said, it's very slippery past the line, so I would not recommend try passing the line every time. So basically that is the equipment of bowling, and that is the rules of bowling. And here is a picture of the rules sitting on the screen right now. And now I want to talk to you about the scoreboard. So the scoreboard is basically like I said, you have 10 frames on bowling. You get 2 rows in each frame. So with the scoreboard, basically, like I said earlier, if you roll a ball and you hit all the pins down in one try, it's a strike. So that means you don't have to worry about rolling the second time in your frame. If you roll a 6 or a 7, maybe a 5, some people only get 2. It all depends. You might roll a gutter. For instance, if you roll a gutter on the first roll, you don't hit anything. But on the second roll, you hit it down the middle, knock all the pins down, then that is called still a spare because you still knock out all 10 pins down in 2 tries. So, and on the score sheet, how it will look is, I'm going to show you an example of the score sheet in a little while, but on the score sheet, it shows if you get a strike, that's an X on the scoreboard. If you get a spare, it has a slash on it. So say if you knock down 5 the first time and you have to knock the other 5 down the second time, actually, so you got a 5 and you go see a slash. So the 5 and the slash basically it shows that it's a spare. Normally a strike is worth like a certain amount of points. Spare is worth a certain amount of points. It actually normally it does the addition for you because everything is surrounded by technology, of course, but that's how it is nowadays. And then I'm gonna show you a picture of a score sheet, and this is the score sheet. So now that you can see what I'm talking about, where you get certain scores, like I say, it adds everything up for you normally because at a bowling alley, you normally see all of the scores. The scores get added up automatically because of technology, like I said earlier. But that is it, everybody. That's the basic rules and scoring and equipment of bowling. I hope you guys understand what was going on. And like I said, let's get ready to bowl. So after learning all these simple rules, equipment, and steps, just get a ball, roll it down there, and keep practicing.